Imagine, if you will, a time in which things were simpler. It's 2008, you're just getting home from school, and you sit down. You've just finished your homework, but you're too tired to go outside. Besides, it's warm out, and frankly, you were just enjoying the air conditioner. You turn on your television and boot up your Xbox 360. You remembered you left Sonic Unleashed on, and you were just a few meters away from going to the next zone. You spend a few minutes looking for the ones you missed. Minutes turn into hours. Hours turn into the rest of your afternoon. You get so lost in the world, the characters, the serenity of the music, you almost forget that you've been at home in your bed the entire time. It doesn't bother you though, because it feels like you've had a journey today anyway. This is Immersion. Today, I wanted to briefly discuss the immersion of these types of games, specifically Sonic Unleashed and Super Mario Galaxy. In a day and age where we're told to consume, move fast, do one thing, then be entertained by the next thing, I come from a day and age where things were a bit simpler. The awkward middle space where everything is too new to be considered retro, but too old to be considered new. More experimental titles released for this game series. These games focused heavily on absorbing the world you're in and taking a moment to really take it all in. Like in Sonic Unleashed, in between all the boosting and quick time events and the combat, you get moments like this. And, it just makes the world feel more alive. It makes you care more about the people that you're saving, when oddly enough, more often than not, you don't have to make these interactions. You don't have to talk to everyone you see. It's a story unfolding while the world passes you by. The same deal for Super Mario Galaxy. Outside of the bombastic soundtrack, soaring through space, the epic platforming sections, you always, and I mean always, return to the Comet Observatory. You come home. You're greeted to the silence. You get a moment to let it all sink in before you hop into your next mission. In a video by Nathaniel Bandy, he makes the argument that Super Mario Galaxy wasted a lot of your time with these moments.
Cutscenes are a massive hurdle. Once you collect a star, fade out of the galaxy, fly back to Starship Mario, and get access to pushing A again, that takes around 19 seconds. But even still, time gets wasted watching Mario fly into a stage. Waiting for more unskippable almost 100 average takes around 25 hours of time.
I, however, argue that any good game developers know that this is necessary to maintain a balance. To allow the player to cool down is not to overwhelm them. Sonic Unleashed and Super Mario Galaxy's hub world all invoke the feeling of home. From the music to the visuals, all of them take me back to when I was a kid. Playing these games made it feel as though nothing else mattered. I was inspired. I'm working on a video game myself, titled Trinity Heart. This game is an action platformer, not unlike the games that we've been talking about today. I wanted to really invoke that feeling of visiting a world that is unfamiliar, yet still feels like home. There are people that live in these worlds, people that you can talk to, but for a lot of them, you don't actually have to interact. It doesn't stop their lives from going on though. Like the child who's missing his father, or the two lovers being kept apart. Maybe you go into a stage, and when you return, the time of day has changed. In between all the hustle and bustle of planet traveling, I always want the player to come back to a place that feels like home to them. I even put elements of my own hometown into some of these worlds. Little places you can explore. Or, just silly things like this. I just really wanted to invoke that feeling of the games we played growing up. In between the energy, you should always be given time to rest. That's about all I wanted to talk about today. I'll see you later.